Famulen, as I be tell una, say I go bring come where the minister go na parliament because parliamentarian they be someone for go tell wetin are the reason where them picking they no get for seat. So the minister get for explain series of issue where they around that. We una say go can listen exactly what it is say, so that we all go share the thought and know exactly what are the problem behind the rationale. But one thing I go show you, according to the minister, the Pekin will not go able to take the government was the one that will qualify. Listen, no, the one that will qualify, government go pay for them for seat the private, but only the one that will qualify. Now then go pay for, not to everybody. Many people and get for still left out, we not get for able seat. But when I go listen to the minister, I go explain series of issue where they behind that, why that they happen. So I can always they say the attitude of Sierra Leone, and also we say we already for let we grow. That's not my own opinion. I don't know about you, but we say self as a people, we're not ready yet. But listen, the minister go highlight series of things where they behind that, where they affect that. Well, thank you.
Of our commitment to educational accountability, quality assurance, and the rights of our pupils to fair and timely access to national examinations. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, the role of my ministry has been one of trying to address and resolve all challenges to the extent possible. I'm happy to report that in trying to address and resolve those challenges, I have involved honorable members of this House in the process. Permit me to explain these challenges and how we have tried to address and resolve them in some detail. Unlike the National Primary School Examination, NPSE, and the Basic Education Certificate Examination, BECE, which are both national exams, the papers for which are only taken by candidates from Sierra Leone, the West African Senior Secondary School Certificate Examination WAS is an international exam and is subject to the rules, regulations, and procedures agreed by all member countries, that is Nigeria, Ghana, the Gambia, Liberia, and of course Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone has a great deal of flexibility in what it can do with regard to its national exams. For example, it can play around with the dates of submission of continuous assessment scores, something which is extremely difficult, if not impossible, in the case of WAS. Prior to 2024-2025 school year, schools have been submitting entries for WAS directly to WAEC without any checks by the ministry. Prior to the sitting of the May and June 2024 WAS, it was brought to the attention of my ministry that one, some schools appeared to be entering bogus candidates, and two, many schools had done their submissions very late and would not be able to do the batch registration before WAEC portal would be closed. It would be noted that no single member country determines when the international WAEC portal should be closed or open, and it is completely a WAEC matter. However, when the information reached me, I made frantic appeals to WAEC, but these appeals fell on deaf ears. The reason for the rejection is that Sierra Leone had a long track record of non-compliance with this deadline. Consequently, many candidates could not upload before the portal closed last year. This led to a November and December sitting of the Sierra Leone school candidates paid for by the government of Sierra Leone, for which I sought an executive clearance for additional resources to pay for these exams. Now, through the CPSS, which is the Conference of Principals of Secondary Schools, and radio announcements, discussions, schools were informed and warned repeatedly about the importance of uploading required information to wine portals that are open in a timely manner. Let me just spend a few minutes to address this issue of bogus candidates. So on this bogus candidate issue, which was brought to the attention of my ministry by a member of this house, checks were carried out this year, and it was confirmed that some schools had entered candidates that did not qualify to seat WAS as school candidates. I would like to refer members to the 2023 Education Act, which specifically states that candidates for WAS must have passed their banking examination. During our engagement, or the ministry's engagement with this house, we were directed to carry out checks on WAS entries submitted by schools moving forward. Schools were requested to submit the banker details of their candidates that were entering to seek the 2025 WAS. These details started appearing in bits and pieces at FBSSC headquarters in late July. A large number did not start appearing until the middle of late August. In order to ensure that the checks were carried out rapidly, the checking process was fully automated, so that several